Hello dear students, welcome to the online session of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. Children, we were discussing chapter 11, Special Purpose Book, part 2, Other Books. In our previous class, we have discussed about the subsidiary books. Now we know what are the subsidiary books. Cash book, purchase book, sales book, purchase written books and sales written books. So how to prepare or how to record the transaction in these books, now you know very well. Now let us discuss journal proper. Journal proper, which is also known as general journal. Here are the points related to journal proper. Let us see what is journal proper. Cash transactions are recorded in cash book. You know that cash transactions are recorded in cash book. For recording credit purchases, we prepare purchase book. For recording credit sales, we prepare sales book. Returns of goods purchased on credit are recorded in the purchase written book. Return of goods sold on credit to customers are recorded in the sales written book. You know this very well. These are the different subsidiary books which we have learned so far. Apart from the above transactions, there are other transactions which have to be recorded. These transactions are recorded in the journal proper. So, those transactions which will not be recorded in any of these 5 will be recorded in journal proper. So, let's see. Journal proper is used for recording those transactions which cannot be recorded in any of the other subsidiary books. Okay. For example, we have opening entries. So, we know that opening entry will not be recorded in any of the 5 subsidiary books, hence it will be recorded in the journal proper. So, opening entry is recorded in the beginning of a financial year to open the books by debiting assets and crediting liabilities and the capital appearing in the balance sheet of the previous year. So, my dear students, you know the concept of financial year. So, whenever a new financial year begins, we have to make an entry that is known as opening entry. In opening entry, what we does is all the assets of the company will be recorded in the debit side and capital as well as liabilities will be recorded on the credit side. Okay. So, you know the concept of accounting equation. Asset is equal to capital plus liability. So, same concept is been applied over here. Assets will be debited and liability and capital will be credited. So, this is opening entry and this will be recorded in journal proper. Remember that. Okay. Now, let us do one problem. Following are the ledger balance on 31st March 2020. So, what is given to you on 31st March 2020? That is the financial year of this company and they have provided with a ledger balance. Okay. So, building is there, furniture is there, debtor is there, creditor is there, bank overdraft is there, capital and cash. You are supposed to journalize the above to open the accounts in the books of the account for the financial year ended 31st March 2021. So, you are supposed to prepare a journal entry by showing the opening entry. It is what mentioned over here as a question. Open the account. Open the account means opening entry. So, let us move to the solution of this journal proper. You are preparing a journal proper because these transactions have no place in the other subsidiary book like cash book, purchase book, sales book, sales written or purchase written. In those subsidiary book, we cannot record this entry. Hence, we are preparing a journal proper to record opening entry. So, in a date column, like journal entry itself, you have to prepare the journal proper also. Date, particulars, ledger folio, debit and credit. 2020 is the date, but you have to record it on April 1. So your financial year gets ended on 31st March 2020. What is the next starting financial year? It's on the next day, that is April 1, 2020, the new financial year of that company will start. So on that day itself, you have to record the opening entry. So whatever asset is given to you with that book value, the same thing you have to record as in the debit side. All the assets will be debited. So let's see what are the assets. Building, 5 lakh. Furniture, 2 lakh. Debtor is an asset, that will be debited with 1 lakh. And cash is also an asset, that will also be debited with 50,000. So what is given in the question dicto, you have to copy over here with the debit side balance. Next, we have to record the capital and the liability. So check out in your question, creditor, it's a liability, recorded to creditor account 80,000, the credit side. Bank overdraft, it's also a liability. So bank overdraft 40,000, you write it here. Then capital account is 7,30,000, to capital account 7,30,000. When you add the debit side separately and credit side separately, you will find that both sides will be equal. Okay, so what narration you will write for this? Being the last year's balance of asset and liability and capital brought forward. Last year means 31st March 2020 is the end of the financial year. On that day, whatever closing balance was that, you have brought it down on April 1, that is with the opening of a new financial year. You brought the balance brought down to the journal proper. Okay. Now, what is the next concept which is related to journal proper is closing entries. You saw the opening entries. Now, what about the closing entry? Closing entries are passed at the end of the year to close the accounts related to expenses and revenues. So, when you close the account for expenses and revenues, those accounts have to be shown in the journal proper. Okay, at the end of the accounting year, when you close the closing accounts related to expenses and revenue, that will be shown in the closing entries. So here see, for closing purchases account, you know purchases and expenses, so it will be shown in the trading account. When you close the purchase account, you have to show it in the trading account. So what will be the journal entry? Trading account debited to purchases account. Okay, understand and just fix it in your mind. When you close the purchase account, it should be transferred to trading account. Next is closing of sales account. When you close the sales account will be debited to trading account. Okay. When you close the salaries account, that is expenses, whatever expenses is given, it may be rent, it may be wages, it may be salaries. So whatever expenses is given, that will be shown or transferred to profit and loss account. So you have to debit profit and loss account will be debited to expenses account. Here, because you are given salary account, you will write salary. If it is rent, you have to close it with rent. Okay, so whatever expenses is there, that will be transferred to profit and loss account. Okay, children. Now, next type is adjustment entries. There are many adjustment entries given in your textbook. So, let us discuss that. Outstanding expenses. What do you mean by outstanding expenses? That is the expenses incurred but not yet paid. That expenses have incurred but you have not yet paid. For example, salary of this month you have not paid. So that expenses have incurred but you have not paid the salary. So what is the term used for that in accountancy? Outstanding expenses. Okay. Now prepaid expenses. Prepaid means what? expenses already paid in advance for some period in future. So that amount which you have paid in advance, those expenses which have been paid in advance will be termed as prepaid expenses. Okay, remember what is outstanding expenses and prepaid expenses. These are very important terms related to accountancy. Accrued income, income earned but not yet received. This income have been earned but we have not yet received the cash for that. Then income received in advance, income that have not been earned but received in advance. Okay, next is interest on capital, that is the interest which the proprietor thinks proper to allow on his investment. So the proprietor is a person who starts the business, as you know, and he invests his capital in the business, and in return the business gives interest on capital. So those entries will be shown in journal proper. Okay, now depreciation. You know very well what is depreciation. Depreciation is the fall in the value of assets used on account of wear and tear over a period. Suppose you have a bike or a car, so regular use of this asset will reduce the capacity of that asset. So its value decreases as and when we use over the period. So that term is known as depreciation. So fall in the value of fixed asset is known as depreciation. Okay, so these are some of the adjustment entries. Now let us do a problem related to adjustment entry. Pass necessary adjustment entries for the following in the books of Sri R. Banerjee at the end of accounting period on 31st March 2020. So some transactions are given to you. My dear children, you have to do this problem along with me as and when I am explaining this to you. Okay. So first transaction is salary of rupees 10,000 for March 2020 is outstanding. So March 2020 you are supposed to pay the salary, but you have not yet paid that. So what is the term we use for unpaid expenses? Outstanding. So you have to use, see, salary account will be debited with 10,000 to outstanding salary account. Okay, outstanding salary is a liability for you, hence we are crediting it. And salary is an expenses. You know, expenses are debited. Remember our rule of modern rule of debit and credit. Salary being an expenses, it should be debited. Outstanding salary means what? You have not paid. It's your liability to pay it. So that will be credited. Salary account debited to outstanding salary account 10,000 being the adjustment of salary due but not paid. Okay. Now next is interest accrued on investment 2,000. So what is the entry? Accrued interest account debited to interest received account, being the adjustment of interest accrued but not received. So this interest have been accrued but we have not received it. So it will be debited and to interest received account with 2,000. What is the next? Rent received in advance 4,000. So what is the entry? Rent received account debited to rent received in advance account 4,000. Okay, next is insurance prepaid rupees 3,000. As I told you, prepaid means what? You are paying it in advance. So prepaid insurance account will be debited to insurance account. Prepaid is an asset for you. So you know that assets will be debited. So prepaids are debited. Now next, fifth entry is closing stock rupees 1 lakh. That is the entry. So closing stock account debited to trading account. You can also show closing stock account debited to purchase account. Both is correct. Okay. If you are adjusting it with purchases, then that can be used. Next is, now the sixth transaction is depreciate furniture by rupees 8,000. You know what is depreciation. Reduction in the value of furniture is known as depreciation. So there was a reduction in the value of furniture which we have to record. Depreciation is an expenses, so it will be debited to furniture account. Okay, so 8,000 be in the adjustment of depreciation on furniture. So these are the entries which you have to pass in case of journal proper. Okay, understand these entries. Okay, so children, now I have to conclude today's session. Today we have discussed about subsidiary book. In subsidiary book, besides subsidiary book, we have journal proper also. So we saw that those transactions which are not recorded in subsidiary books, these subsidiary books will be recorded in the journal proper. Okay, so that special journal propers you have to understand and do some problems from your textbook also related to journal proper. Practice them. Attend the test paper attached. Meet you in the next class where we will discuss a new chapter. Okay, till then, goodbye.